We'll start the satsang. Today I'll expand on my enlightenment experience in the light of the four tattvas: integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. Listen. Please come to the space of listening. All the viewers, devotees, disciples, through Sadhna TV, Lotus news channel, I request all of you to come to the space of listening. Settle down and listen. I'll describe exactly what happened at the age of 12. When I say 12, it is based on the Indian standard. As per the American standard, it's 11. Because in West, they only tell the number which is over. In India, we tell the number which is running. Because in India, aging is respected. In West, youth are respected. India, age receives respect in our society. So, we always try to show 1 year more. So, between 11 and 12, that was the time. On this very day, means now I am between 35 and 36. How many years before? 24 years before. 2 dozen years over. 24 years before, on this same day, on the Purnami day, today is also Vaigasi Visaga, Vaigasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Subramania's Enlightenment day. As per the tradition, this is the day Subramania appeared. This is considered to be the birthday of Subramania. He appeared from the third eye of Mahadeva. He is embodiment of Jnana, enlightenment. It is his enlightenment day also. So today Mahadeva gave birth to Subramania. On this very day, in the evening, I went to the hill, Arunachala hill. At the feet of the Arunachala hill, and the foothills, there is a place called Pavayakundru, Coral Hillock, on a rock. You can see exactly this is the same rock on which I was sitting. It's a very beautiful place, very powerful place where Devi became enlightened. The place is the place where Devi Parvati did tapas and became enlightened. So still there is a Ardhanarishwara temple there. The place has a strong connection with the spiritual energy. I should narrate the incidents happened before this experience. Only then you will understand the whole experience. Because in those days, I started practicing the self-enquiry. Who am I? In a little different way as initiated by Annamalai Swamigal, an enlightened being, enlightened master, who is a disciple of great incarnation, Ramana Maharshi. He is a disciple of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Annamalai Swamigal. I had the fortune of sitting at his feet at very young age. Still I have his personal diary in which, his own handwriting, he recorded all his connection with Bhagavan and teachings of Bhagavan like a diary. Still I have that diary in my possession. In our archives it is there. It was gifted to me by one of his disciples, a great sadhu. Once I went to listen to him. A few foreigners were sitting around him and he was talking about some spiritual truths. I'll tell you roughly what I understood from his words. I can't say this is what he said. I can say this is what I heard. That we are not the body. There is no pain, suffering for us. I was really surprised to hear that, because I've seen when in my family, if the kids are beaten, they cry. Even though I was never beaten, I have seen kids are being beaten. They cry. And so it was really beginning of search for me. Please listen. I went to the house. I know I have not understood whatever he said, but because I was in the pure space of listening, whatever he said was intensely working on me. It is like Ramakrishna tells a beautiful story. A mother pearl, oyster, am I right? Oyster has to receive the water, rain water, showers from the sky during Swati Nakshatra. When the Swati Nakshatra is on the peak, the rain water drop which falls from the sky, the oyster has to catch that rain water. Then she has to go into the ocean and process that water drop. That drop water becomes pearl. Same way, you have to be in the pure space of listening to receive the words from the Master and go and work on it. Then only you will see the pearl happening. The pearl of enlightenment, experience happening in you. I was in the pure space of listening. So those words entered into my being. But I was not capable of cognizing what he said. See, if I cognized what he said, that moment I would have become enlightened. But I was not capable of cognizing what he said. I only listened, but my listening was so pure. The word was intensely working on me. I was possessed by that word. Listen. I was possessed by that word so powerfully. Whatever I was doing physically, that word was sitting in me. When a completion and completion hits at each other, a completion is born. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. My inner space completion and the completion of Annamalai Swamigal, both were going through a process through the word he uttered, through the initiation he gave. It was like I was filled with that word. How can this be? I can say the internalizing was going on. When you are in completion, even if you don't cognize Master's words, those words will not leave you. They will take cognizance of you. Master's words will take cognizance of you. Listen. When I utter a word, it spreads all over the hall, but only the space of completions, it even recognizes as human beings and enters into them. Others it just goes above the head. If you are not in the space of completion, the word just does not even recognize you. When you are in the space of completion, it recognizes your presence, your existence. So the word was working on me so powerfully. The word took cognizance of me. It was so strong on me. I started contemplating. One day it became too much. I wanted to find out the truth. So I wanted to experiment on myself, whether I have pain or not. I ran, picked up a shaving razor. Those days it will be like a long blade on which you will insert a blade and shave. I took my father's that razor and cut my thigh very deeply and long enough so. Later on they have to make a 13 stitches. That time I did not have any technique or methodology or idea to go beyond pain, or I have not experienced enlightenment. So naturally when I cut my thigh, the blood started oozing out, gushing out, and I can say I was shaken. Still I am not able to exactly describe whether there was pain or not, but I was shaken. I can say it was more psychological. More than that, my mother crying and running around, my grandmother who always suspected I am mad, got confirmed. She said that Paityasami has done something. And the ruckus they created, I can say that I felt I am supposed to be in pain and distress. I was taken to the hospital. Hospital is just opposite house. Just straight, if you cross the road, hospital. This side, the house in which I was born and brought up, that side is the doctor. Still he is alive in Tiruvannamalai. So I was taken to the doctor. His name is Karunanidhi. Still he is there, and his sons also became doctor. And I was taken to the doctor, and he saw, and he asked me, why did I do what I did? I have no answer. Then he did whatever need to be done, and then he did 13 stitches. Still the stitch marks are there. 13 stitches. Of course, after 2 or 3 days, I went again to Annamalai Swamigal and asked him, please understand, I did not take responsibility for my inauthentic understanding. I put the blame on him. I ran to him and said, see what you taught me. You said we don't have pain or suffering. I went and cut my thigh. I am having pain. But now I remember, I can't even record or remember having pain. The ruckus they created around me was suffocating. And I am forced to believe I am supposed to be having pain and pain. So I went and told him, see what you taught, and in a mood of blaming him, he laughed and said, don't worry my son, you did not understand what I said, but even without understanding, your attitude of experimenting is a great quality Hold on to it, you will achieve the ultimate. Of course, even at the end of the conversation, I was not satisfied or happy. I told him, all this you could have taught me before I cut myself. I don't have to go through this suffering. He laughed and said, only when time comes things will be understood. Don't worry. He consoled me and gave me a lot of candies. And I learned this habit of giving candies to kids from him only. It's Annamalai Swamigal who contributed that habit to me. Because I'll always go to him just because of candy. I still remember I started going to him because of the candy he gives. Later on he gave the ultimate candy, enlightenment itself. But the initial days I used to go just because of the candy he gives. So he gave me the candy. And he gave one last word. Find out who is having that feeling that you have pain or suffering. I can tell you, it was initiation. It was literally initiation. So it was such a strong truth inside me. Whenever I find time, I will sit and contemplate. Who is having pain in me? Who is that having pain? I'll try to analyze inside me. Please understand, I was doing self-enquiry without even my knowledge. This incident happened, I think, when I was 10 and a half. After 1 year, when I was 11 and a half, this enlightenment experience happened. On this same day, in Arunachala, at the foothills of Arunachala, I was trying to practice the same technique. Who am I? Who is having the pain experience? Who is the guy who is suffering? Who is having pain around the time of sunset and moonrise? Means after 4:30, before 6. That was the time between 4:30 to 6, maybe around 5:30. It was a sudden click. Please listen. It was not step-by-step experience. Suddenly something opened in me. It's almost like a clicking. You are trying to connect two pipes, struggling. Suddenly, when the other side of the pipe water comes out, both pipes are connected. Exactly like that. Suddenly I know something opened inside me. I was actually sitting with closed eyes. That opening means now I know who is the experiencer. Life, alive, being present in everything, experiencing. I could see literally all the sides, 360 degree this side and 360 degree this side. 360 degree this side and 360 degree this side. Not only I was able to see one side the temple, the hill, The other side, main temple, every plant, stone, the sky above me. Still when I remember, I am not even remembering now, I am literally reliving. I was able to see the whole at a time simultaneously without turning my head or opening my eyes. Then I understood. Not only I was able to see, I felt, I experienced the whole thing is me. I was alive. How powerfully you are alive inside your skin. If somebody hits you, touches you, you know you are alive. How alive you are inside your skin. The same depth of life, alive, being alive, life I felt with everything, the stone, plants, hill, temple, with everything, around 1.5 hours. My body did not even move. Maybe around 7:30 or 8, I slowly came down. Those days there was no light in that area, but I did not need any light. I could see everything. Of course, moon was there because it's a full moon day. 2.5 days, full 2.5 days. I could not understand what is happening. It took full 2.5 days for me to understand I am in some other space. I could see everything as my presence. Because I was in completion, the words of the masters entered into me. Because of the integrity, the words were continuously working on me. That is integrity. Trying to cut my own thigh and see is authenticity, means expanding, stretching yourself to the truth. But even then I have not taken the responsibility for the effect. When I decided to take the responsibility to find out the root source, then enlightenment experience happened. And I did not keep quiet. You need to know. I did not know. 2.5 days I did not know what was happening. Then slowly, when I settled, I went and told my godmother, Vibhudanandapuri. Her name was Kuppammal. I went and told her. I asked her whether am I possessed by ghost. She checked my energy and said, no, you are possessed by God. Then immediately I rushed. The joy was so much, I rushed and called my classmate, one friend. Took him to temple and said, hey, I went and sat and meditated in that rock, the hill. I got this experience. Now I can see anywhere. You also go and meditate in that rock, you will also have this experience. I thought in that rock only the experience happens. He said, what experience happened to you? I said, see, now I can see all the side without turning my head. If you want, you check. That fellow thought I am playing, making fun, or some prank, playing pranks. He took a coin. The kids always carry the coin in their trouser packet, you see. He took a coin and showed behind my head. He said, head or flower? Which side? I exactly said. And again, 5-6 times he tested. I exactly said. And I also said, hey, not only I can see the, without turning the head, I can see the coin which you are showing. I can also see the tree behind and the ants climbing the tree. I can see everything. That's it, he got frightened. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.